Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're good, right? Is it good? Cold open.
I think we're live. Yeah.
Yeah, we're live, guys. Welcome to the good friends.
Good friends, better rivals. Ferris, what show are you on right now?
I don't know, Adelia. I don't know. My brain has been churned to mush because of college basketball. It's March Madness. The madness is among us. But today we're going to be talking about on the open table, the internet. The great creation that it is. It has made the world smaller, and friends can be found anywhere and anyhow. So welcome to the open table. Kick up your feet, put on them headphones, eat a snack. Because sometimes we'll be eating on this program. We are the open table.
It is our metaphorical dinner party. So.
Yeah, it is our metaphorical dinner party. So, if you got some food around you, take a bite. But up next, the wonderful world of the internet. Sorry.
You really are all messed up today, aren't you?
Yes. Funny enough, you said, Ferris, who should do the controls tonight? I said, I'll do it, Adelia. It's okay. Guess not. Guys, it'll be the last time me ever doing the controls ever. Maybe. We'll see. I gotta have some stuff to do here. I just sit around and just look at myself in the camera, to be quite honest with you. But guys, my name is Ferris Muthana, and that's my co-pilot, Adelia. Welcome to the open table. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. But Adelia, how are you? How you doing?
I'm all right. I've watched a lot of more college basketball this weekend than I've watched the entire season. So my brain's a little mush too, but I'm about to go on vacation.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone's brain is mush right before they're about to go on vacation.
Yeah, because you start checking out, and you know it's like the day before the big break in school.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to be there. The teachers don't even want to be there.
Yeah.
Even the teachers don't want to be there. I know people in college that just don't show up.
Yeah.
That take their vacation early. This college, so they're grown-ups and they got to do stuff their own way. But yeah, it's just chilling, having fun. But on that note, everyone, welcome to the open table, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you want to join a little community in this little part of the internet, our Discord is in the chat. It's in the description. The chat is there. We also have a survey, as well as you can hit that survey and give us your thoughts and critiques and whatever you want to tell us. You can say we love the show, we hate the show, or I've never watched your show. Well, all the feedback is we want it all. Yep. That as well. We do also have a Ko-Fi page. Ko-Fi.com/LGRN
ko-fi.com/LGRN_network.
Yes. Two-pronged attack. You can do a one-time donation, multiple one-time donations. Not a one-time donation. You can make donations, so it's not a one-time donation. You can make multiple donations, or you can join one of the tiers for a monthly subscription. So that as well. I think they range from 5 to 25?
3 to 25.
3 to 25. So 3 to 25. So make sure to do that as well. I believe the best one is the $15 tier. Because you get, well, actually $25 personally.
$25.
It's a pretty much, because you get a lot. You get a show of your choice once a month. You can basically become a producer of the channel. So there's that. I really appreciate that as well. So thank you. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Our plugs are done. Now let's talk about it, Adelia. Friendship.
Yeah.
It's a great word.
It is a great word.
But what does it really mean?
Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're going to talk about the internet because, like everyone knows, if you guys have been following us for many years, you would know that we don't live nowhere near each other.
Nope.
We're spread out through the country. At one moment, we were spread across the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's more centralized in America. We got a member in California, member in Nebraska, member in Arizona, member in Florida, and then one person in Alabama. And we have and then one in Canada. So we are actually international still.
And
Shout out to-
one in Nevada.
and one in Nevada as well. And then we also have a multitude of contributors that we frequently collaborate with. Boston, Arizona again, another Canadian.
She's not in Boston.
My bad. Fall River, Massachusetts, She's in Massachusetts, Arizona. We have another Canadian. This time not in Winnipeg, but in Ottawa. And then North Carolina. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to DWZ. Betting the NFL.
Why are you not saying people's names?
I was just kind of giving it the broad strokes, and then I was gonna say.
Okay.
Then we were gonna talk about them later.
Okay.
We're talking about like how we're spread out. I didn't say our names.
I know.
Yeah, I'm saying like.
I just thought that was really a little strange.
Yeah, but Adelia,
Ferris.
making friends over the internet.
Making friends over the internet is so much easier for me than making friends in real life. Like, I have a lot of anxieties and social anxiety, and definitely people tend to run away screaming when they find out I have schizoaffective disorder. So finding you guys has been really great. And I found you all through the internet. Like, just... If it wasn't for the Schmodown and me randomly stumbling upon it one time, and getting hooked on it, then, like, I don't know what, I wouldn't know any of you.
No, none of us would.
This channel wouldn't exist.
This channel would not exist. That was my first foray into online communities. I always heard about the forums. Growing up, I also heard like, hey man, internet's a scary place. It's weirdos and they're pretending to be, 14-year-olds to talk to other 14-year-olds and stuff, like all that stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to be on the internet.
I had an experience like that once.
Oh my God.
Where I was in a chat room forum thing with someone who was trying to tell me they were Joey McIntyre from New Kids on the Block. And I knew this guy was lying the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just played along with it for fun because my sister was like, oh my God, it's Joey McIntyre and all this nonsense. We're talking to Joey McIntyre. I'm like, no, we're not.
Who's Joey McIntyre?
He's a member of New Kids on the Block.
Which one's that one?
It's like one of the first boy bands.
Is that the one where it's like, oh?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The Wahlberg.
The one with Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else besides him?
The
like
Knight
anyone else
Brothers.
I don't know that. No.
Yeah, no. I don't know that I'd say Donnie Wahlberg is famous either. But he's probably the most well-known of them at this point. They were very famous in their day.
Donnie Wahlberg. Detective Danny Reagan from Blue Bloods. Okay.
Like, I know, but like, if you mentioned it to most people, they'd probably go, oh yeah, from New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, find that too. Shout out to Jeremy in the chat. Hey,
Jeremy.
Shout out to Brendan. Hello there. Hello
Hi,
there.
Brennan.
How you doing, Brendan?
Anyways, so I had an experience like that. I've always been wary of like people on the internet telling me they're this and that and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's when they tell me they're a celebrity and I'm just like, no celebrity would be doing this right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, no, you're not. You're not Michael Jackson. Stop DMing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
The first people I really like connected with through the internet, honestly, are you guys. Because I wasn't part of communities either. I kind of isolated myself from everything after my diagnosis with the schizoaffective disorder. And I watched the Schmodown for 4 years before I ever said anything online to anyone else about it. I like had a Twitter account, but I didn't tweet that much, stuff like that. And when I finally tweeted about the Schmodown, I just wanted some podcast recommendations if there were any. And I got all these people following me all of a sudden and all of this stuff. And I started to go into, I'd never watched Twitch in my life, but I started to go into competitors' Twitch streams. So you and I met in Ben Goddard's Discord. after I joined his Discord after a Twitch stream. That was the first Discord I ever joined.
Yep.
And we had some fun hanging out in voice chat in Ben Goddard's Discord.
Yeah, we did. It was tremendous because I had been watching Collider for years. I watched like old Schmoes Know stuff here and there, and then I watched a lot of movie fights. I was a movie fight guy.
I've never seen movie fights.
Yeah, no, I was a massive movie fights guy, and Harloff and Ellis would show up on occasion. But I watched. I knew about the reviews, so like I would watch the Schmoes, but I didn't fully know that they had like a full on like extended universe type show. I just knew them as like the two guys who would sit together and be like, we watched Sex and the City 3 or 2 or whatever the hell it was. Or we're like, oh, we just watched this movie. And then they would be like, it's 4.5 schmoes or 3.5. And I knew them as those guys. I didn't know they had like a podcast and all that stuff. I knew some of the other guys, they would make references to like JTE or like they would make references because also JTE was also on movie fights as well. So I knew him of that from that as well. Big fan of Dan Murrow. That was, then I kind of found everything through Dan. And then, John Roca and Scott Mantz, like they would just yell at each other for like hours on hours. They wouldn't win. I feel like they would do movie fights and they wouldn't win. They just went there to like yell at each other. It's like it'd be like we got Scott Mantz and John Roca 3. There was they haven't won anything. They beat each other, but they wouldn't beat yeah. I still remember the time where Dan Murrow lost his title to like a felt friend, I guess. I don't know if they were like it was like Elmo, but it wasn't like Elmo. It was like a different type of thing, but it was like kind of like Elmo, like more of like an adult thing. So I found it that way. But I'm just like you, Adelia. I didn't speak to nobody for years. So, and then the movie fights thing happened. Situation, kind of stuff. And then they transitioned over to Fandom Entertainment, and then I found Collider, and I found Harloff again. I was like, hey, it's Harloff. It's that guy. So I started watching Collider live and all that stuff. And then, I found the Schmodown. They're still doing it. They're still doing that thing. I watched a couple of episodes back in the day, but not like a lot. They're still doing that thing. And I'm just quiet. I didn't really do YouTube chats at all.
I didn't either.
I would like be like, oh, the YouTube chat. And I would like hide it because I'm like, this annoying me. And I would just watch the show. I would watch it like a show, like a TV show, like a show like that.
Yeah.
That's how I would watch it. And then I found out like him and Roca and Roxy and Mark and everyone like worked together. And I'm like, what? How did that happen? Because they all were on movie fights. Roxy was the host of television show fights. And then, followed the Schmodown, got in the chat with Goddard, hit up the chat, got in there. I knew about Discord, but I didn't fully do it. And then I just started talking to people. Just having fun, just having fun and stuff.
This was right before the pandemic really set in.
Yeah.
It was like March of 2020. And we were just hanging out in Discords, and like they were popping back then because nobody had much else to do because of the pandemic. And
by the way, Maryland just hit a buzzer beater. Sorry.
Oh wow.
They just hit a buzzer beater.
Why are you saying sorry to me? I don't care.
Derek Queen.
Okay, Ferris.
Sorry.
This is not a college basketball show. But yeah, we met, I believe, for the first time when I offered to send some tweets for you, the podcast you guys were setting up.
Here's the thing, Adelia.
Okay.
You're right about that. But you offered to do that for the first podcast, that podcast that never went off the ground, and then that podcast died.
Yeah.
And then, yes, then you decided to still do your job. Well, not job. Or
It wasn't a job.
It wasn't a job. Wasn't a job.
Yeah. You guys were starting up the Let's Get Ready podcast, as it was known then.
Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmodown podcast.
It wasn't that yet. It was just Let's Get Ready podcast.
Yeah.
And I think you'd recorded an episode, and then I was like, do you guys want me to like tweet for you? Because I know how to make a Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the start of all of this. We'll get into that story a little bit more on the anniversary stream.
Yes.
Our 5th anniversary stream, April 5th, 5 p.m. Pacific. But I think that we started to like sort of feel each other out, for lack of a better word. Because like I didn't really know anything about you, Justin and Shug, at that time, and you didn't know anything about me.
Yeah, no.
But I'll tell you the moment when I knew we were gonna be friends, Ferris.
Yeah.
It's when I stayed up till like 7 o'clock in the morning watching Grease and Grease 2 with you in a voice chat.
You know what it is. Indoctrination. Right? Yeah, because I for years kept saying I love Grease 2. Everybody kept calling me a crazy person. It's like I love Grease 2. Grease 2 is awesome. You know, Michelle Pfeiffer is great. I love Michelle Pfeiffer. And everyone's like, wow, Ferris, you Grease 2? I was like, yeah. And then I famously said, I own all 3 on my Voodoo. And they were like, what do you mean 3? I was like, I also own the live production of Grease off of Fox.
Which David Del Rio was in, was he not?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So Ferris is probably the only person I know of who knew Dave Del Rio was.
Yes, when he joined, I was like, I know that guy. I know him. That's my guy. You know,
Yeah.
Carlos Pena from Big Time Rush played Kaniki.
Mhm.
Vanessa Hudgens played Rizzo. Carly Rae Jepsen played Frenchie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, not oh God. She was really good. Julianne Hough, that's who you should have been. Oh guy, Julianne Hough played Sandy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew she could dance. I knew she could dance because she was on Dancing with the Stars.
She tried to have a singing career too.
Yeah. And then Aaron Tveit, I know him as, FBI agent. He's from the TV show called Graceland.
Okay.
He was like an FBI agent on that show. So I knew him as that guy. I didn't know he could sing on Broadway. I didn't know that.
Right. Ferris.
Sorry. Not Grease too.
That's
Not a Grease. Not
It's
a Grease.
about Grease.
It's about making friends over the internet. Fun fact, speaking of making friends over the internet, Adelia,
Mm-hmm.
I met Brandy first.
You did.
Technically.
Technically.
It was my first time the first chat I ever did was, there was this show called the Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro back in the day. It was on like the AfterBuzz feed, but then it moved over to the Sam Roberts podcast network. Then he stopped doing it. I made a couple comments in the chat. Brandy was their moderator. So I knew Brandy. I didn't know Brandy. I knew B. Lee. That's who I know. B. Lee.
He
I was like, hey,
30.
B. Lee 1130. That's who I knew. I did not know her name was Brandy. I knew she was a woman because I saw the photo. So that's clearly a woman. But that's what I knew her as. But I wasn't like friends with her.
Mm-hmm.
I've known her, but I wasn't friends with her yet. And then I met Justin first.
You did.
Afterwards, because Justin and me met in Mark Riley's Patreon hang, where they would hang out on something called Blue Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was. Justin was in there. That night I met Justin. I was trying to click out. I was trying to dip. I was like, I'm trying to go, but my mouse wasn't working.
Yeah.
So my mouse wasn't working. I'm like, yo, what's going on right now? It was an old computer. I still have it, Adelia. That computer's still alive. It's right there. You see that? You see that down there? It's right there. So I'm trying to dip, but I don't know. So I'm like, okay, fine. They're gonna leave, and then I'll figure it out. Justin and Jake stayed, and I stayed, and we all just like stare at each other. And I'm like, y'all leaving? Like, y'all, we don't leave. Y'all stay for an extra 30 minutes. Talk about Indiana Jones and stuff and all that. So Jake introduced me and Justin because I knew Jake beforehand because I was part of the Action Army. Shout out to AA. Then I met Justin. And then, I still don't know how I met Shug.
I don't remember how I met Shug either.
I think
through you guys.
Honestly, I think I met Shug again through the Ben got a Discord. I knew Shug. Shug would he would he'd be like always awake hella early and stay up. So I would know him as that. There was like a lot of people there. So I met a lot of people actually. A lot of people thought they were gonna be good friends, but then a lot of people just stopped talking to me, which I don't,
Yeah, that happened.
Wasn't my fault.
That happened.
Wasn't me.
To me. Wasn't us.
No, it wasn't us. That's all I have to say. It wasn't me. I didn't do nothing. That's y'all business. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Then we had our own. Then we made our own Discord. We didn't make our own Discord. Another man we knew had a Discord. We hopped in that one, and we just hung out.
I believe it was in that Discord.
Yeah.
Where you guys talked me into voice chat for the first time.
Yeah.
And I stayed for 2 seconds and left.
No, because we were having an argument. Me and the guy.
Wait, yeah.
Adelia's gone. She's gone. She'll be back maybe. Maybe never. But me and the guy were arguing. I'm gonna tell you the story. Me and the guy were arguing. He was calling Adelia by a random ass name. And I'm like, that's not her name.
Okay.
You're back, Adelia.
Yeah.
You were being called by a random name. And I'm like, that's not her name.
Utilate.
That's not her. Yeah, that's not her name, my guy. I was like, yes, I'm. I was like, and then I said, how about we ask her? And then I said, get in here. And then
I was so scared.
Yeah, because I said, get in here. It's like when I say, hey, we need to talk, and then people be like, oh no, it's like, no, I just need to ask you, how did you get this prize? And they'd be like, oh, don't do that. Social anxiety. My apologies. And then you told us how do you say your name? And then I say, see, you're wrong. And then you left. Like right away. You didn't stay. And then we continued talking, for hours later. And we're like, hey man, you probably scared that lady. They're like, no, you're good. We're good. And then we transitioned over to our Discord.
Yeah, we started our own LGR Discord.
Yeah.
And it was just us in there for a long time.
Yeah.
With a couple of other people.
Yeah, here and there. Yeah.
And I just one night just joined voice chat, and now it's a thing that just doesn't stop.
I think it was me and Shug were there, left.
Yeah.
Because I think me and him were arguing about something. Probably. Because we're always arguing like, that's his fault, by the way. Well, that's for the record. Most of our arguments is always started by him. It's him saying something and me saying, you're wrong, you idiot. And then it's like, and then he had, and then at the end, you know what happens at the end?
He's wrong.
Says, he's like, you're right, Ferris. You're right. Exactly, Adelia. I was right. Okay, continue. And then we became more friends. We watched a lot of movies. And, what was your initial reactions and of being in that environment, dude? Because because me, I was like, oh, I've seen these people's faces. None of them are pretending to be teenagers. They're not creeps.
Yeah.
They seem like well-adjusted people,
Yeah, like I'd seen all you guys on camera. You guys had seen me through
oh God, man, me early on camera.
User pictures. You guys had seen me. I hadn't been on camera yet until I got brave enough to hop into a StreamYard where everybody was hanging out one night. But that took a while. Yeah, Shug would just drop the link. But yeah, Jeremy, I remember that too. I just felt like, first off, I had no idea that men spoke to each other like that sometimes. Like, I don't have any brothers. I didn't grow up around that, so I just had my sister. So, like, yeah, that was a new experience for me.
Cussing?
Cussing and subject matter sometimes was a new experience for me. But
there was a time where you kept hopping in at the wrong moments.
The very wrong moments, yes. We're not going to get into that subject matter on this show.
It was always me for some apparent reason.
It's always you for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. When I finally told you guys about the schizoaffective disorder and all that, and you didn't like tell me to go away, that's when I knew I'd found friends.
Well, I think Justin and Shook didn't understand what it was.
No, they didn't understand what it was.
I think they still don't.
I mean, it's difficult to understand.
Yeah.
What schizoaffective disorder is.
I understand, Adelia.
You probably understand.
I read
better
books
than they do. Yeah.
I read books.
Well,
or
like
online
everybody thinks it's schizophrenia because they just hear the schizo part, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
there's an aspect of that to it.
Yes.
There's also the bipolar aspect, and then there's the major depression aspect, and it's all combined in a gigantic ball of suck, as I like to say.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, you guys didn't run away screaming when you found out about it, and I like to think that I haven't run away screaming when I found out stuff about you guys, and now we're friends.
Why do you say you found nothing that bad about me, by the way?
No, nothing bad about you. But like
the other two,
it's just a phrase.
It's
just a phrase. There's nothing bad about Justin either.
Well,
there's not really. And Shug is Shug. Like, he's a special case. And that's all I'll say.
Yes. But,
you should pull up some of these comments we've gotten.
Well, Jeremy right here says, AOL. He said he believed the first time he knew about the internet was AOL as a child, being amazed how email worked.
Yeah.
I was also very shocked about email.
I loved email.
Yeah. You got mail. Why doesn't it do that anymore? It's just hurtful. Brennan,
Anyways.
I met you guys online. It's been wonderful. Yes,
It has been wonderful, Brennan. Knowing Brennan's been great.
Yeah, great guy. Discovered Discord because I found a friend on Twitch who wanted me to play Jackbox, but I didn't until I really used Discord until the pandemic.
Yep.
I remember when Adelia invited me to the LGRN Discord a few years ago, being genuinely surprised and thankful that happened. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you. But we move along. We're not gonna go step by step about this. Right? We're already at like almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the journey. We've talked about the journey for many years. You've been paying attention. You know the story. We'll talk about the story a little more during our anniversary stream, by the way, which is on April 5th, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe.
6 o'clock Mountain. It's a time zone that exists.
Sure. Yeah, it is. I guess I heard about it. I don't know.
I grew up there. It exists.
Okay. All right,
I'll be there on Tuesday.
Okay, I'm saying okay.
You guys like to make fun of that time zone too much.
I just find it funny that only one state does it.
It's not only one state, thank you.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Whatever you say.
It's not only one state.
You know what? I'm gonna keep rolling with the joke. Fine. You know what I mean? It's okay. But also too, guys, that night the donations will be open if you guys are, helpful. We would love that. We're gonna have the graphic. If your own little graphics gonna pop up. We would have done it for this one, but we were running a little bit late, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that night's gonna happen. So make sure to doing that. But Adelia, we found other friends through the internet.
We did.
Some, one being someone you're gonna see very soon. Let's talk about that person very soon. I already brought up her name. She's probably doing something else right now, so she'll probably join us a little bit later. If you're that person, probably go back to, 27 minutes and then listen to this. None other than the great Brandy. You'll be seeing Brandy in Boston next week for 90s Con, I believe. 90s Con?
90s Con in Connecticut. Brandy and I are going.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to actually go to Boston while I'm there. I'm flying into Providence. So
No, probably not. No,
probably
because
not.
because here's the good thing, Adelia, about the internet. If the internet didn't exist, you probably would have never known she existed.
I mean, that's true. Like,
Yeah.
one of the things that has been so great about being part of LGR and everything is meeting people from all over the place and like getting to be good enough friends with them that like I can go crash at their house for like a week, which is what I'm doing at Brandy's. So it's been great getting to know Brandy, and I can't wait to see her in person again. Never been east of the Mississippi River, so this is my first trip to the East Coast. So I'm very excited about that.
I finally did that last year as well. Yeah.
How did you meet? What?
How did you meet Brandy?
The first time I met Brandy, I think, was in a Zoom. We were just hanging out in that Matt Munoz, another friend of ours, was running, and this was around the time that we found out that Justin and Brandy were a thing, an item, and
I have a story about that.
Yeah, we'll tell that story at some point, and
probably on the anniversary stream.
Yeah, probably on the anniversary stream.
Well, I'll do it right now. I don't care.
No, I'll probably do it on the anniversary stream while they're here.
Yeah.
But then once I knew that she was Beely 1130, I noticed her coming into Video Drew's streams more often. And Video Drew was doing this thing called Pika Drew or something. I don't remember exactly what we called it, but it was her Pokemon card. She was obsessed with Pokemon cards, so she'd open packs of Pokemon cards on stream. And Brandy would come into the chat and we'd talk, and then she came and joined our Discord, and just messaging back and forth about the trip to Spectacular that we were all going on in 2021, and then getting to meet her there in person. Just instantly comfortable with her, because she was one of those people who makes an effort to be friendly and isn't like, you have expectations, of people. And like, I felt like Brandy doesn't do that with other people. She just gives everybody a chance. Now you piss her off, you make her mad, she's gonna change her opinion of you. But I feel like she doesn't do that often. And we just started messaging each other more after that.
The Rogue Pod.
Hello, Hendo. And then the more I got to know Brandy over the course of that trip, and then messaging with her since, I talked her into coming into voice chat. Then I sort of talked her into coming on camera at LGRN. And now Brandy and I review things together. We just did our Happy's Place Season 1 finale review, so that's on the channel now. You can check that out. And
so you've learned our ways, haven't you, Adelia?
I mean, kind of. That's what you guys did with me.
You're damn right. You're damn right. I'm proud of it.
No, I'll tell you the story of how I ended up on camera for this channel and this network. Ferris was supposed to do Falcon and the Winter Soldier reviews back in the day for the channel.
I did them.
You did one episode, and then you did not show up for the next episode, and I said, okay, I'll fill in for this one. It was the first time I was ever on camera for the channel, and then you never came back to them. So I finished the show with them. And then the season finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was the first time I think I was on a live stream, because Danny and I did it live. And thankfully no one can watch any of that anymore, because we've made that private for the time being, as we get close to our Marvel rewatch series that we're gonna do.
Mhm.
But
Some may say I did that on purpose.
you told me you did that on purpose.
That's why I said some say. I am some.
It was a thing. Yeah.
You know, you're angry at me. Brandy's angry at me. Y'all have been angry at me. Just get over it.
I'm not angry at you.
Yeah, I'm just making a
I'm
joke.
over it.
Yeah.
But I was not very happy with you at the time.
No, you weren't. Which is kind of a common occurrence now.
Yeah. I didn't know if I would be able to accurately, or I guess accurately is the wrong word, convey my feelings on Falcon and the Winter Soldier well. Everybody told me I did good, and then I've just sort of done reviews from then on. Co-hosted the Gold Standard for a little while when we had that on the First Class League on the network. Decided interviewing people generally not something I should do. Because my brain doesn't work as fast as the questions come in, and I thought I sounded like an absolute moron on those episodes. But I'm glad that I'm on camera now, because it's really pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and it's allowed me to do things that I wouldn't have done otherwise, probably, like actually go meet members of the crew in person.
Talk about that in a bit as well. In a kind of a full circle moment. I finally spoken to Brandy in those Zooms, because I'm like, I recognize you. What's your name? And I'm like, oh, you're that person. I finally saw her face. And I'm like, well, I saw her face in the photo. And I was like, that's why I recognized her. I still wasn't her friend yet. I was like, oh yeah, hey, person. And then I became friends.
Yeah, you're never friends when you first meet.
Yeah.
Like
because in the chat and all that stuff. And then I met her again in the Zooms, and I'm like,
it's different communicating on video like we are right now than it is just by text in a chat.
Exactly. But in my knowing other people through the internet, one day Suge told me, hey Ferris, there are these podcasters called Lunch Break Hot Take. You should really watch them. I was like, okay, Suge, I'm gonna check them out. And then we checked them out. Now they have 80 people, 100 people in the chats. They've really grown, and I think they have over 2,000 people watching or subscribed to their channel. It's tremendous to see their growth. But back in the day, man, it was like 6 people, and it'd be me and Suge as 2 of the 6. It was Derek, Hendo, back in the day. And shout out to Just Aloe. We would be in their chats. And then one day they said that we were gonna start a Discord, and they had their Discord. I joined their Discord. And then one day they decided to go live on Wednesday, right? And they're like, and then they invited me and Suge on. I think that was the first time they ever saw us, like face to face, going live. And afterwards, kind of just became friends afterwards. Kind of instant friends in a sense, like very instant friends. I think. I don't know if it was that on their part, because I never asked them, but I was kind of like, yeah, man, this Brodney and Henzo, Jose guy, they're pretty.
Just combined Jose and Hendo's names.
Yes, Henzo.
Henzo.
So yeah, me becoming friends with Hendo was a little something else. So me and Brandon, we all became friends, and then they would do these overtime shows. The me and Suge would show up on the overtime shows, and we just have fun. And it was open to Patreon members, right? I supported them, joined the Patreon, they joined ours. Mutual respect and support. Shout out to them. One day, speaking of Hendo is this guy named Hendo he's live. Well, not live. He's like cameras on. He's sitting down. We're all sitting down. Hendo was painting his wall, Adelia.
Okay.
He was painting his wall. he was live, and then we cut the live off, and then he gets up and he starts painting his wall. And and we're just all talking, and I'm just kind of zoned in on what's this dude doing right now? What's he doing? And then I say, hey man, hey, Hendo. I say Hendo. Are you painting? What are you doing? Are you painting your wall, man? Like, what are you doing? And I got like, you know how I get, Adelia, when my brain doesn't do the filter, and I get like, it came in my brain, and boom. And then apparently, Adelia, Hendo told me this when we were in, because I ended up meeting them last year in Baltimore, Columbia, Maryland. Funny enough, that's where my cousin lives. I found that out.
Yeah.
Found that out when I was going out there, for our summit meeting. Hendo hated me.
I can understand that, because you without a filter can say some things sometimes that make people question why they know you.
Hendo tells me, he would look at me and say, what the hell is wrong with this dude? What is the matter with him? He's, I'm like, wait, you didn't like moi? Me? You didn't like me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I understand why.
I totally understand, Hendo. Totally understand.
When your first interaction with me is, hey man, you painting your wall? What are you doing? I was just intrigued. My brother was intrigued. I was intrigued.
Yeah,
and
you with no filter.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what is he painting? He's a painter? That's cool. But that didn't come off that way. No. Hendo was like, this dude's an a-hole. All right. I was like, all right, my bad, man. And then I met a couple great guys. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Mr. J the Six. Shout out to him. Big guy, great guy. Shout out to Derek D Weezy, co-host of Betting the NFL. Met him in Baltimore as well. He drove up from North Carolina. Jay couldn't come. Cousin Davon wasn't there, which was really sad. But I met Jose and Brodney in person, Adelia, with Hendo. Brodney, Adelia?
Yeah.
Taller than I expected.
Oh yeah?
I think Brodney's 6'7". He's pretty tall. Pretty tall guy. Wore his glasses, which threw me off, because he usually doesn't wear his glasses. So he wore his glasses. I'm like, who's that guy? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh,
guy.
And I was like, not because Jose walks in. Jose's a little tall. He's also a little tall as well, but Brodney's taller. Jose walked in to the the meet and greet. He walked in, all like, Jose, standing tall, chest puffed out, like, what's good? Like, the very confident man that he is. I was like, that's Jose, man. I recognize him. And dabbed him up. And Brodney, just ginormous human being, just tall ass person, just walking right behind him. I'm like, yo, who the hell is that? Brodney. It's Brodney. And I was like this. Hello, Brodney.
Yeah, you would have a height issue.
Yeah,
Brodney in the eye.
Yeah.
If he's that tall.
How you doing, bro? You doing good? And he's like, Ferris. I was like, Brodney. And my neck is killing me. I'm like, hey man, you need to sit down, bro. Like, what's up with this? Hendo saw eye to eye. We're both 5'7", which was really cool. But he's buffer than me. Like he's like stocky. You know what I mean? He could like whoop my ass if he wanted to. He's a former Marine, so it makes sense. Or ex-Marine. I don't know how they say it. Because no one's ever an ex-Marine. They're a former Marine. He's a former Marine. So it's don't mess with Hendo. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know he's 60, but don't do it. Yeah, I mean, he's not 60. He's not. He's
Why did you say that?
He's gonna just to mess with him. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me later. But it's fine. So yeah, I met them in Columbia. It was really good. Hendo, Adelia. Man, what a wonderful person he is, man. I truly met a great friend in him. Like, he picked me up from the airport, Adelia. He said, I'll pick you up. He's like, I'll pick you up, man. I was like, call me and I got you. And you know what it did? I came into Baltimore at like 2 a.m. because my flight got delayed from Atlanta. I'm like, hey, Hendo, man, this flight's coming in at 2 a.m. He's like, I don't care. I'll pick you up, bro. I'm still awake. Like, it's 2 a.m. Man, I'm waiting like only like 5-10 minutes. Boom, he's right there. What a great guy. he's such an amazing person, man. You know, you know, I just vomited when I got off the plane because of like air sickness. You know, so I'm like all messed up and shit and stuff. And you know, I'm all like just all out of it in the passenger seat, just you know, trying to keep me sane. Great guy picked me up, you know, and then we hung out later, and then he took me to get a chicken box. He didn't have to do any of this stuff. He wanted to. What a wonderful guy. I really want to go back out there. I truly believe that I was meant to go out there, Adelia. You know why?
Why? Because
magically, my cousin and his family were coming to California, and they're like, "Oh, you're going to Colombia to use our apartment." And I was like, "Thanks, Moose. Big fan. Thank you." So I went out there. I used their apartment. You know, I tried to make sure tried to leave little of a footprint in their apartment as possible to make it seem like I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And then I met up with the homies. They're pretty cool. Got me a half and half chicken box. It's tremendous. You know, and then we met up. You know, met up for lunch. Me, Jose, and Rodney. They came and picked me up. Wonderful guys. They didn't have to do any of this. They could have said Uber yourself to this stuff. But no, they came in and swung up and picked me up, and we went out. I believe the day before I was leaving. Met up. I had lunch with Mike. A person who's been on the channel. We reviewed stuff. It was just quite tremendous, man. The internet shrunk the world, Adelia, because I wouldn't have known these guys. Yeah. Like I keep saying, the internet has shrunk the world, like they did with you and other people as well, right, Adelia?
Yeah.
Video Drew
and Nerd Chronic, Drew and Eric, two of my, Drew's one of my best friends in the world. Eric is a fantastic guy who is also one of my best friends in the world. Like, I love going to California and hanging out with them, and I'm gonna get to do that in a couple months, so I'm very excited about that. But you were talking about how tall Brodney is. That reminded me of a conversation I had with Drew before I was going to meet Drew for the first time when I went out there for Spectacular, where she didn't realize that I'm as tall as I am, because I'm 5'10", and she didn't think I was that tall. I was like, well, it's hard to know how tall someone is when you always see them sitting down. And that just made me think of that. Yeah, Drew and Eric, the absolute best kind of people. Just wonderful hosts every time I'm out there. I love the dogs. I love everything about going to visit them. And they like having me around, which is great. And they also know my anxieties and other things and don't care. And that's a big thing for me because there's been a lot of people in my life that have cared. So that's great. But when I went out there the first time, got to meet Drew and Eric, got to meet a lot of people at Schmodown Spectacular. I also got to meet Vidor, who used to be a part of the channel, obviously back in the Schmodown Crackdown days. And Vidor, obviously, is from Kuwait. And she came all the way to California at the time. And I didn't know she was coming. So we walked into the tavern on the Thursday night, and there was Bador, and I was like, oh my god. It was an amazing experience getting to meet Bador and getting to meet other people that I had only known online. I know that my parents had some reservations of why are you getting on a plane for the first time in your life to meet people you met on the internet, but that's sort of like the old school way of thinking about things, I think, because while there are people who try to scam you on the internet, obviously.
Absolutely.
We talked about that earlier. We'd known each other and interacted with each other on video for so long. I was like, I know who these people are. And yeah, Jeremy, Video Drew's early streams were crazy. She was always in character. Pretty much.
She was.
On the
They also
streams.
said, I didn't know I wanted to become friends with Brandy if it wasn't modding for I don't think I'll ever become friends with Brandy if it wasn't modding for Roxy's live streams.
Yeah, Brandy, one of Roxy's moderators. So I think a lot of people met Brandy through Roxy's streams. But yeah, I still remember very clearly the first time I ever interacted with Drew. She was streaming all night from her apartment in New York. This was before she even went out to California in March of 2020. Because obviously she famously went out there for the free-for-all that didn't happen and got stuck. So that's how she moved to California, basically. And Drew was streaming, and I came into the Twitch chat and I said hello, because no one was in the Twitch chat saying anything, so I said hello, and she told me my name sounded like a flower, and she called me Flower Girl after that for a little while. As we were just starting to get to know each other, I volunteered to be her moderator and help her out, because when I joined her Discord, it was kind of a little bit of a mess, and I was like, I know how to arrange this the way you want it. Do you want me to? And she was like, yes. And it just, our friendship has grown and grown and grown. We work together at Passion Fruit now, so like we're interacting and working together all the time, and I don't ever want to work with someone like in that capacity that isn't Drew and Eric. Like they're honestly two of the best collaborative people for like what I do as like a job that I want to work with. So yeah, love Drew and Eric. Always love Drew and Eric. Drew and Eric are going to be on the anniversary stream, so that'll be fun. Yes, they will be.
I as well have become friends with them as well. You know, you're looking at Fast and the Furious trivia champion on the video chronic quizzes. I could have won the Lilo and Stitch one. I know I could have won one. I could have won it if I studied a little bit better. I could have won it. I almost did too, by the way.
I won the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Video chronic quiz. I beat Marisol McKee. That's my claim to fame with trivia, and that's when I was like, I'm good. I don't ever need to do this again.
I beat Hector Navarro.
You beat Hector Navarro, and I beat Marisol, so that's our claim to fame in the trivia space.
You know, at least you weren't being threatened in the chat saying if you lost, you're gonna get kicked off the team. You know what I mean?
Who said that?
So yeah, Justin.
Multiple times said that. I was like, I didn't say that.
Like multiple times. I also won, you know, a debate show, a schmo-bate against
you did win a schmo-bates.
Against what's his face?
Robert Adams.
Robert Adams, yeah. Shout out to Robert. You know, I schooled him. And then I won multiple schmo meter monies. I got robbed once, by the way. I'm still mad about that. Sorry. My apologies.
I was gonna say, we're getting close to an hour, so why don't we talk about when we met in person?
Let's talk about that. The crown jewel. The moment we all were waiting for. It was in September. It was a warm September night. It was very warm, actually.
It was not night.
It was a warm September morning.
You came in the morning that day, yeah.
Yes, a warm September morning in Tucson, Arizona.
Hang on, let me start with this. Ferris was supposed to join us on the Thursday, but had something come up and couldn't, so he was going to fly in on the Friday. We all went to Tucson, Arizona for Danny and Star's wedding. It was phenomenal to meet Danny from Brazil, who I'd never thought I was ever going to meet unless he somehow moved here, and then he did, and so happy that he found Star, and they are happy together, and they were going to get married, and we all, like, I had just gotten the job at Passion Fruit, and so I had some money so I could actually afford the plane tickets, and we went to, I mean, that's true, Caleb. I've met Caleb.
Yeah, I heard you was like, what, 6'3"?
Caleb's tall.
Pretty tall.
Yeah.
Right. I just know when I meet him, he's gonna be like, "Look at you, short stack," because he knows I'm 5'7". I know he's gonna do some nonsense like that. Because if he does, I'm gonna hit him in his chest. I swear to God, I will. I hate you.
I mean, you're a short king, Ferris. Just own it.
Damn right, man. Short king. You know, short sultan, by the way, because I'm Arab. We're sultans. Sultan. We're not kings. You know, shout to me. You know.
I mean, there's kings.
Yeah, but I've heard the word sultan just sounds cooler.
Okay, short sultan.
Yeah.
So we all hung out on the Thursday without Ferris. It was me, Justin, Brandy, Snark, Danny, and Star, and then Ferris came in on the Friday morning. We went to the airport to pick him up. Danny decides that when Ferris is coming down the escalators, we all need to applaud him. Yeah. There's all these people around waiting for people getting off their flights, and we spot Ferris, so we all stand up to greet him, and we all just start applauding.
I feel very important, by the way. Very important.
I couldn't stop laughing. But I got really emotional when, like, you hugged me for the first time, because Ferris is one of my best friends. Like, Ferris and I had grown really, really close, and like, you were another one that I wasn't sure I was ever going to get to meet, because you couldn't come to the Schmodown Spectacular that we'd been to because of school, and you always had school or work or something going on. But there you were, and it was so great to meet you, Ferris.
Yeah. It was so great that, Danny forgot to hug me. He wanted a handshake.
Danny did try to shake your hand, yeah.
It was very awkward. Because I was, I was hugging everybody. And I was like, Danny! Danny was like, and then had the audacity to shame me.
He did, yeah.
In a Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, you didn't hug me, Ferris. I was like, yeah, because you stuck your hand out for a handshake. All right? It's not my fault. And then guess what happened? We hugged in a Taco Bell. It was very weird, but we still did it. It was an empty Taco Bell, by the way. Like, nobody was there. Yeah, it was like nobody there. I got me. What did I get? Do you remember your Taco Bell order?
I don't remember what we ordered because it doesn't matter. What matters is
because what really happened was we went to Taco Bell, we got food, then we went back to the house immediately, and then immediately we're like, all right, get dressed, we're going to the wedding, like immediately. And I was like, huh? What?
Yeah, you guys went back to the Airbnb we rented. Brandy and I went with Star to Danny and Star's apartment to help Star get ready. Or Star was at the apartment, she wasn't with us, and then we went to the Brandy says there were a few people in the Taco Bell.
No, there wasn't. It was just us. The other people were employees.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's not important anyways.
But
Brandy and I helped Star get ready, and then we all went to the park where they got married. It was a beautiful wedding. We went out to a very nice dinner after that. Then we went back to the house. And then what happened at the end of the night is Ferris, who was very exhausted from having flown in that morning, not gotten much sleep the night before from the thing that he had to go to on Thursday night, was going to go to bed. And I said, okay, Ferris, can I have a hug? And he just said no. I walked.
Did I say no? Because are you sure? I don't think I said no. I just didn't hear it because I kept walking.
Okay. You might not have heard it. I remember a no, but you might not have just heard me. You just kept walking then straight into the room where you were staying, passed out face down on the bed, and left the door open.
It's true. That's what happened. Adelia, like Adelia.
Yeah, Brandy's right. You said no because Brandy was right next to me.
Okay. It may have been like I may have said no. I'll do next one, like next time. I think I may have said something like that.
No,
because
you didn't say a word. You just kept walking after.
I was tired. I don't remember this, but I'm gonna go with your story. I probably said no, and I'm gonna be real with you, Adelia. When I lay down in that bed.
I know because I was walking to my room a few minutes later and I noticed your door was still open, and so like I think the light was still on too.
I think so.
So I noticed it and I was like, he's sound asleep. So I did get Brandy and I was like, he's sound asleep. And I may have taken a picture of you sound asleep.
That's a little weird.
On the bed.
A little weird. All right?
Just
a little weird.
Just because it was funny. But we turned the light off and shut the door. It was very funny.
Yeah, I think I still didn't wake up first. I think Snark woke up first. It's like I was just out. Yeah. And then something beautiful happened the next day.
Well, first the next morning we watched the North London Derby together. You and I, both Arsenal fans, getting to watch an Arsenal game together in person was pretty cool, even if it was on TV. And they drew. It wasn't a win like it should have been. But that afternoon we had all been clued in ahead of time that something magical was going to happen for Brandy and Justin. And
Wait,
we went.
no. We had brunch. Remember brunch? We had
We had
brunch.
brunch.
Yeah.
Brunch.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we had brunch. We went to the shout to that little. I don't know. Was it the Blue Monkey? I don't know. What was it called? What was it called?
The Blue Willow, I believe.
Blue Willow. What the fuck I get monkey from?
I don't know where you got monkey from.
Yeah, and then we made Adelia's Lord of the Rings dream happen.
Excuse me, we didn't, because I ate one breakfast.
No, I'm saying like we as in like the group, not you, the group. She got to witness second breakfast.
I did. They were hobbits that day. And ate
Well, one of
second
us
breakfast.
The other one was a caveman,
Yeah, Danny ate his French toast with his hands, which still remains very strange to me.
He was yeah, it was crazy. Here's the thing, it's like the table was silent, and we were all just staring at him like,
We were.
Are you
like?
No, I don't. Was it me or was it you who said? Someone said, "Are you using your hands?"
I don't think it was
that.
me, but someone did say that.
I think it was me, but I don't want to take credit. But I think it was me, but I don't know. It could have been Brandy, because that sounds like something Brandy would say too. And we all just looked at him, and he was like, "What?" It was Brandy. Yeah, it was Brandy. It was Brandy. So yeah, Brandy.
No, William Harold. They definitely had forks.
No, they had forks. They had forks, Will. They had forks. He was
just eating it with his hands.
Yeah.
But you ordered second breakfast and got a coffee that looked delicious.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then we went to something beautiful happening in the park.
Yeah. In the park, we'd all been clued in ahead of time by Justin, except for Snark. Snark had no idea it was happening. Yeah, he was about to head to the bathroom. But I told Justin I'd video it for him, and
took photos.
You took photos, and Stars was supposed to distract Brandy so she didn't see what was happening. You tried to jump in and distract Brandy.
No, I didn't try. No, I didn't try to jump in. No. I was told to. Star was like, Ferris, go. She told me to do it. I didn't do it. Like,
okay.
It wasn't just me jumping in. Yeah, and then talk about there's seagulls.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, there was seagulls.
Okay.
I think there was one.
You think there was one?
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Justin asked Brandy to marry him. And Brandy said yes. Which means that we're all going to be at another wedding later this year.
Yes, this one on the eastern seaboard.
On the East Coast, yeah. I'm going to Massachusetts twice this year.
Yeah. Well, Connecticut.
I'm going to Massachusetts too. I'm going to be part of the time at Brandy's, the weekend in Connecticut, and then back to Brandy's.
There was a seagull, Brandy. I don't believe you. You don't remember because you were overwhelmed with emotion. All right.
Okay, let's just not worry about whether there was a seagull or not.
Okay, valid point. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, it was ducks and swans.
You were distracted, weren't you? All right, that was my job.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to visit Brandy. I'm leaving Tuesday. I'll be in Massachusetts on Wednesday. And this means that there will be no show next weekend, Ferris.
No. Nope. Whatever, Brandy.
Ferris.
Yes. Just me and Brandy arguing again.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. See? She annoys me sometimes.
Ferris.
You were wrong. She's just wrong. It was a seagull, goddammit. I swear I saw a seagull.
There were definitely some birds in the air. I don't know if there were seagulls.
Well, I think, you know what? I think she's right.
I think she's definitely right. There were ducks and swans in the little like lake thing, but
yeah. Pretty good.
Anyways,
we had cheesecake at the crib.
Cheesecake,
Mm-hmm.
It was great trip.
Pretty good.
I wish we could have stayed longer, so we're just gonna have to make this trip to this wedding a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But we're gonna all meet up again this fall. for the wedding.
For another wedding.
And
Yeah, so
we did a live stream during Danny and Star's wedding.
yeah, where I got assaulted.
You got assaulted?
Yeah, I was assaulted multiple
No, you weren't.
times. Yes,
No,
I
you were
was.
not.
There's video
You were
evidence.
not.
There's video evidence.
Assaulted?
Yes, it was assault. Well, battery. Definitely battery.
Yes, Brandy and I are having cheesecake on Wednesday.
Brandy hit me multiple times.
Well, you probably deserved it.
You hit me too.
Because you deserved it.
I felt so hurt. Yeah, I probably did. Not gonna argue.
Anyways, there will be no show next weekend, but we will be back on April 6th with Brandy to discuss 90s Con.
Yes.
And my trip and everything.
Pictures.
We'll have pictures, yeah.
So we can upload.
We can upload the pictures, yeah.
Yes, perfect.
And
I'm like a mother. I'm like a mother. Pictures, please.
Pictures. Yes, no. Brandy and I are definitely going to be getting pictures with celebrities at 90s Con, so there will be pictures.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see how many people Ferris knows.
I probably will know a lot though.
We'll see.
You know, I'll probably know them as not their real names, but like their names. I probably would know a bunch. I probably would. I knew Saleya Moonfry, but I didn't know her as that was her name. You know, I knew her as something else that I don't want to talk about because it's kind of disrespectful.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
I knew her as Punky Brewster. That's what I knew her as. I knew Punky Brewster. I never knew the girl's name.
Yeah.
I just never knew her name.
Brandy and I get to talk to Saleya Moonfry about watching her documentary Kid 90 and reviewing it for LGRN. So you can find that on the channel right now if you're interested. It's a fascinating documentary at what a look is like being a celebrity.
Absolutely.
Yes, we plan to make Ferris jealous.
You're probably gonna be successful.
Because there's one person in particular that we're planning on meeting that I know will make you jealous. And I'm not gonna share that picture. I'm not gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna share that photo with you until we're on the show.
What? No. Who is it? Okay. Oh my God. I'm gonna check the list.
No, you are not gonna check the list.
Fine. I won't check the list. Just for you. I won't check the list. I'll wait to be surprised.
Yes, be surprised.
Okay. I'll wait to be surprised.
Okay.
But speaking of
anyways, Brandy, our guest, in 2 weeks. So come back then.
But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And for our audio feed listeners, shout out to y'all, man. You know, shout out to the Spotify, Apple Podcast, Spotify for podcasters, you name it. Thank you so much for joining us.
YouTube Music, Amazon Music, lots
radio.
of places you can find the show.
Hit that, give us that 5 stars, the 5 stars, you know, 10, give me 10. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful hour. Adelia, where can people find you?
Usually you can find me on Starting 11 on the sports channel. That's Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific. But there's no show this week because the Premier League was on an international break. We'll be back April 4th with a special show covering the match week that I won't be able to see because I'll be traveling. So Snark's going to tell me what happens in match week 30 of the English Premier League season. Not sure what time that show is going to be yet, but we will let you know. And then Rewatchers Council Thursdays, 3 p.m. Pacific. I won't be on for the next 2 weeks. Ferris will be on for the next 2 weeks, though, because he actually has to show up for them, unlike a couple weeks ago. Because otherwise there will be no show. But there will be a show for the next 2 weeks. Brennan should be on those shows as well. So I'm looking forward to catching up on that when I get home. And then this show, obviously, Sundays, 6 p.m. Pacific, but we're not having a show next week. So, and the anniversary stream, again, we'll just say it again, April 5th, Saturday, April 5th, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be a lot of fun, so come hang out.
But on that note, guys, my name is Ferris Muthana. Follow me at Ferris Muthana on Twitter. _Ferris_Muthana on Instagram. Follow me here. Rewatchers Council, Thursday, 3 o'clock. Our Good Friends, Better Rivals, every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern.
I think we can just say Pacific and Eastern.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Pacific. 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern on our sports channel. The same channel that has Good Friends, Better, that also has Starting 11.
There's links to the channels in the description of this episode.
The description holds the key to everything, guys. Go to the description. You can join the Discord. You can subscribe to both channels. We're at 212 on our sports channel. We gained 2 people. So we're trying to get to 250. So share that link for Giants and Cowboys fans to do that. But on that note, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you guys next week.
2 weeks.
Peace. 2 weeks. Peace.